Hello grade 10s and welcome to this practice video in which we will be working through a few multiple choice questions. Remember that it is always possible for you to pause the video and try the questions yourself before you watch further and see what the correct answer is. Question number 1 says, what is the correct name for the compound that has the chemical formula NaOH? We know that Na is the symbol for sodium, and since we've learned the table of polyatomic ions off by heart, we know that OH is hydroxide. Therefore, the correct answer to question number 1 is sodium hydroxide, and this is B. Option B is the correct answer to question number 1. On to question number 2. This question says, what is the correct formula for lead 4 sulfate? Well, firstly, we know that sulfate is a polyatomic ion which has the formula SO4 2-. Lead, in this case, is Pb, but the number, the Roman numeral number given in brackets, that indicates the charge on the lead, and since this is the number 4, we know that the charge on the lead is 4+. When lead, so the lead ion and the sulfate ion bond together, we know that we can find the ratio in which they bond, or we can find their chemical formula by swapping over the charges or using the charges, crossing over the charges to get the subscript. So over here we have Pb2 and SO4 will get the 4. But remember, the ions will always bond in the simplest ratio possible. 2 and 4 are both divisible by 2. So if we divide them both by 2, we find out that the correct answer is Pb. We use brackets SO4 2. Therefore, the correct answer to this question is C, PbSO4 2. We can now move on to question number 3. This question says, consider the following statements about mixtures. The components of a mixture combine chemically. The components of a mixture can only be mixed in correct proportions. The components of a mixture can be separated by physical means. Which statement or statements are correct? Is it A, all of the options? Is it B, only statement 3? C, only statements 1 and 2? Or only statement 2 is correct? Well, we know that when we mix components to form a mixture, they're going to combine physically, not chemically. No chemical reaction takes place. Then we also know that when we form mixtures, we can mix the different components in any proportion, in any ratio. For example, if you would like to have very sweet Oros juice, you would put in a large amount of the Oros concentrate, and that would be a mixture. But if you want it to be less sweet, then you would put in a little bit of the concentrate and a lot more water. So mixtures can be mixed in any ratio. We do not need to use a specific or correct ratio or proportion. So far, we know that option 1 and 2 are incorrect. The last one says that components of a mixture can be separated by physical means. We know that this is correct, this is true, and therefore the correct answer to this question is B. Only statement number 3 is correct. On to question number 4. This question says, which one of the following materials would be expected to have the lowest density at room temperature? Well, to calculate density, we can use the formula that density is equal to the mass divided by the volume of the substance. We know that in general, if we are looking at, for example, solids, liquids, and gases, then solids have a high density because there is very little space between the molecules or atoms. If we are looking at liquids, then we know the space between the particles is further apart. If we are looking at gases, then gases are the least dense of the materials. So over here at room temperature, we have carbon dioxide, which we know is a gas, lead, which is a solid metal, diamond, which is made up of carbon and would be solid as well, and steel, which is a metal alloy, which is solid as well. The correct answer is therefore A, because gases are less dense than solids. On to question 5. This question says a compound consists of only one type of atom, consists of at least 2 atoms of different elements in any proportion. C, can be separated into elements by physical means. And we have option D, which is consists of atoms of different elements which are chemically combined. Well, we know that a compound consists of more than one type of atom. It is an element that consists of only one type of atom, so option A is incorrect. Option B, the first part is correct. It is or will contain different elements, but these are not mixed in any ratio or not bonded in any ratio. In order to form specific compounds, elements will bond in specific ratios. So we know that B is incorrect. C says that elements in a compound can be separated by physical means. This is incorrect because atoms that form a compound are bonded chemically, so C is incorrect. This leaves us with D as the correct answer. It says here that the atoms of different elements bond to form compounds, and they are chemically bonded, so D is the correct answer to question number 5. Now we go on to the last question in this video, which says, which one of the following is not a physical property of a material? Is it A, its ability to burn, C, its color, B, its color, C, its boiling point, or D, its hardness? Well, we know that when a substance burns, it is a reaction between that substance and oxygen in the air. For example, if you have a candle and it is burning, there's a reaction, a chemical reaction taking place between the wax, which is the fuel that is burning, and the oxygen in the air. So burning is a chemical reaction. It is not a physical property of material, but actually a chemical property. A substance's ability to burn is a chemical property. And that means that option A is the correct answer to question number 6. Grade 10s, this brings us to the end of this video. In the next video, we will go through a few more multiple choice questions.